Today I am going to be reviewing a brand new EP that came out on SILKENWOOD this week. It's called Focal Point, and it is by artists Belik and tapalaga. And I apologize in advance if I say either of those names incorrectly. I have never heard of either of these artists before, and I was very excited to see what I was getting myself into, especially that SILKENWOOD has had a lot of new artists this year, and it's been pretty good. Like, SILKENWOOD has quickly become one of my favorite bass labels of all time. I mean, they don't even just accept bass music. I mean, they're not just an EDM label. They kind of accept anything and everything, similar to a Bitbird, but for like the underground scene, basically. That's kind of how I picture it, and it's been doing really well. It's run by Nate of Hazy Lake and Nateland. It was founded and formerly run by Self Discovery, and both of those two are amazing artists. So the stuff that they have contributed to SILKENWOOD has been amazing, and the artists and music that they have recruited, and their compilations, Sleepover, Split Frequencies, Better Together, they haven't disappointed me once. There's so much amazing talent, and there's a good chance they might be in like my top 3 favorite labels this year. So well done to them. And so I was excited to check this out. Like I said, they've had a lot of new artists this year, like Valo, The Big Blind, and now we have these two, which, I've never heard in the past. And we got a pretty decent color bass EP right here. So I'm going to review this EP track by track. We'll be starting off with the opening track, IC3. A pretty good opening for this EP. There was some nice color bass. The drops were pretty good. Part of it felt kind of one note, but overall, it was decent. I'd probably give this one a 7.5 out of 10. Next track is Pisces. This is my favorite one. I give this one an 8.5 out of 10. I love the first drop. It kind of felt like a merge or a fusion of sound design by artists like Sharks and Beast Boy. I just love how wobbly that is, and it gives me a huge future bass vibe as well. The switch up for me doesn't work as well as the percussion changes aren't really my style, but I feel like I would only come back to this song for the first drop, because that first drop was legendary. Dream Lake is also pretty okay. The melody is really good. I really like the melody a lot. The first drop is a little cheesy in my opinion, but the final drop with the switch up in looking for the word rhythms and patterns, and the percussion is really cool. It's really, really catchy. So that last drop kind of redeems the entirety of Dream Lake for me. And last but not least, we have Catching Fire. This is more of a rhythmy tune, like something you'd hear off of Halcyon. And overall, it feels a little too direct for me. It kind of felt a bit generic and bland. There wasn't really as much as a distinct sound artistically from these two as there were in the past 3 tracks. So overall, this one ended up being my least favorite, but it is produced really well. Now, overall, this EP I'd give a 7 out of 10. Like, it wasn't bad, but I feel like the main problem that I have with this EP is in some parts of the tracks you can tell distinction of sound by these artists, where you can tell that it's them and it doesn't sound like, something like Chime or Beatcore or Netty would create. And that's good. Like, something that I've heard from artists like Fox Stevenson say, you need to make songs that sound like you instead of sounding like someone else, and that's great. And I think these artists are doing a really good job of that. The problem with that is it doesn't come it doesn't really happen in the entire song. There's definitely some spots where it sounds similar to other artists. Like I mentioned in Pisces, it reminded me of Sharks and Beast Boy in a little way. But the positives with Pisces is that they were able to make it distinctly sound like them. So overall, I do see the potential in these tracks and a potential in these artists. Like, I feel like if they continue to hone their sound, I feel like they could easily become a revolutionary icon in like the scene of stuff like color bass, melodic rhythm, and future rhythm. In my opinion, I don't think. If I remember correctly, I don't think I've ever seen these artists on Rushdown, and I know they haven't been on Halcyon. I feel like they would be a good fit for both of those labels, and it would be also really cool to see what else they can do here on SILKENWOOD, because overall, I loved the ideas. Like, once again, I'm repeating myself a lot, but I do really see the potential in these tracks, even the tracks that I felt like were weaker. And there wasn't anything that was like offensive about this. I just want these artists to become better in what they do. But overall, this is a really good starting point, in my opinion. But overall, that's really all I have to say about this EP. Also, I wanted to mention that the artwork is beautiful. I'm surprised that it's AI generated. I didn't expect that. But yeah, I know a lot of people are kind of iffy about AI. Like, in my opinion, about AI, I believe that AI should assist and not replace. But I don't have a problem with the artwork. I think it's great either way. But that is all I really have to say for this EP. Please check it out. It's on SILKENWOOD's SoundCloud. I'll put some links below. And yeah, I'm curious to see what these artists do next. And overall, it was a pretty cool experience listening to this. So thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought of this EP down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video.